Hi, everyone. Well, I hate to break it to you, though I feel like Ward kind of scooped me on this one, but many Americans see Congress as an out-of-touch, elitist institution. Rather than getting defensive or trying to disprove this fact, Christa Case Bryant set out to examine the possible reasons for it, the lack of diversity among the staff who run the place. Bryant's nuanced article in the Christian Science Monitor drew on interviews with policymakers and staff at all levels to show not only the dimensions of the problem, but its root causes and possible solutions. The result was a vivid human portrait that took readers inside the inner workings of government. Judge Terrence Samuel of NPR praised her work as the story that nobody else could do. Bryant's winning entry also included a deeply reported piece on how staffers who worked on the Watergate hearings viewed the January 6th hearings, bringing historical insight from those who lived it to a very newsy topic. It's my honor to present Christa Case Bryant with this year's Everett McKinley Dirksen Award for Distinguished Reporting of Congress.
Thank you, Molly. And what Molly didn't tell you is that she's the 2020 winner of the Dirksen Award, and they did it by Zoom that year. So let's all give Molly a very belated round of applause. It's really special to be with all of you here tonight celebrating the vital role of journalism in American democracy. And I'm also really grateful to have my family with me here, my husband, who've been just such an unfailing support for me. And I want to give special gratitude tonight to my broader Monitor family. The Christian Science Monitor was founded in an era of yellow journalism by Mary Baker Eddy, who gave it a radically different mission: to injure no man, but to bless all mankind. I learned more about that mission while attending Principia College, which, like St. Olaf, is here joining in the celebration tonight. At the time, our new college president, George Moffett, had been a former Monitor Jerusalem bureau chief, and I loved listening to his stories of covering the Middle East, including a midnight rendezvous with Yasser Arafat in Tunis, and weekly meetings with an upstart junior Israeli official named Bibi Netanyahu. A decade later, the Monitor sent me to Jerusalem, which was amazing and surprisingly good preparation for covering US politics. On my third day as our new congressional correspondent, rioters shattered windows and doors and broke into the Capitol. I don't think January 6th was exactly what my predecessor, Gail Russell Chaddock, had in mind when she would always tell me, "This is the best job in Washington. If you ever have a chance to do it, take it." But she had also given me a sense that the halls of Congress are not for the faint of heart. She told me about John McCain, Senator John McCain, once pointing out to her his favorite painting in the Capitol, which is the Battle of Lake Erie. And Gail assumed that McCain saw himself in the heroic naval officer who's right at the center of the painting, leading his men to this incredibly unlikely victory. "No," said McCain, who was in the middle of brokering a difficult bipartisan compromise. "It's the drowning man off to the side who resonates with me." That might be something the namesake of this award, Senator Dirksen, could relate to. In his 34 years in Congress, he spent only 4 of them in the majority as a Republican. The other 30, he was in the minority. And yet, coming from a really poor background, delivering milk barefoot in his neighborhood, he rose to become one of the most influential senators of his time. So I pass that painting of the Battle of Lake Erie often. It's right at the top of this grand marble staircase going up to the Senate Press Gallery. And sometimes I too feel like I'm struggling to keep my head above water in these tumultuous times. But what has really kept me buoyed is the mission of the Christian Science Monitor and the support of my colleagues, including those here tonight, our editor, Mark Sappenfield, managing editor, Amelia Newcomb, and our Washington bureau chief, Linda Feldman. And I also want to give special thanks to my immediate predecessor, Francine Kiefer, who couldn't be here tonight, but has done so much to prepare the way for me to cover Congress. So it's thanks to that mission and support that I had the opportunity to go beyond the daily headlines and do some of these deeper stories that Molly is talking about. This award means so much not only to me, but to our whole newsroom. So on behalf of my colleagues, I sincerely thank the National Press Foundation for recognizing the value of Christian Science Monitor journalism. Thank you so much.